Hey, folks. This is Johnny. Yes, yes, yes. Running a little bit late, but glad I actually was able to make it today. I was doing some work over at my father's house, getting it ready for sale. The house I grew up in is going bye-bye. It's kind of bittersweet, you know. A lot of bad memories in that house, too, so in some ways kind of glad to see it go. But we were going through some of my dad's old albums, getting everything boxed up, getting ready to put that stuff into storage, and away we go. Then the house goes up for sale next week. Should be cool. Very cool. So let's see here. We have 15 people in here. Good to see everybody. Glad you guys could make it. I have some maintenance to do here. Let's go like that. There we go. And there you go. So, Alps Media, you have your moderator status back. So if you are here, oh yeah, there you are. Good to see everybody. We have 15 people in here. Okay, so yesterday ended up being not only a little bit of a review on Songwriting Simplified and that kind of thing, ended up being a really decent Q&A session. So I thought it would be good if I went ahead and got everything prepared here for questions, comments, and some issues that you guys might be having with Studio One. I thought it would be a very good way to... The dog is like right at my feet. There you go. Alps Media says thank you. What are you doing, Elvis? Elvis wants to be part of the show, but I can't bring him up here. So let's see. So 17 people in here. So I've decided to go ahead and I pulled up some email questions as well as everything else. And we will go through some issues that you guys might be having, or even just some questions on some features or something that you think isn't working. One of the things that came up yesterday was the issue of creating a let me see if I can get this here. Oh, the not the pattern, but the... Doggone it. You know what? I'm just going to have to do this. So let's go ahead and open up a song. Let's go ahead and get the demo going, shall we? It's not really a demo. It's a Q&A, but I've got new intros to make with the name of the new channel and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so here we are in the classroom. And one of the things, pattern. There we go. Part to pattern. Converting a part to pattern. Now, somebody said that there was a key combination, like shift and a certain letter. I don't know if anybody knows that. They said that it wasn't working the way it worked in Studio One 5. Now, I did contact somebody at Personas, and they say it works just fine, but I didn't get the actual key combination. So let's see. Kyle says we got the beat. Excellent. All right, and so what I'm going to do here is, give me a second here. Let me actually get some things fixed here. There we go. Get my video fixed and get it down at the bottom. There we go. Perfect. All right, so doing the part to pattern, I just want to show everybody that really, really quick. So if you guys remember, there was no button for it. So I went in to one of the macro toolbars. I went into global, and I created a convert pattern to part option and a convert part to pattern option. All right, so in doing that, if I go ahead and I drag in this here, and I open up a drum kit, which I think should work now. Yeah, it does. There we go. If you go ahead and you create an event and you double click on that, it's going to open up in the editor. So now you can either use the regular MIDI editor or the drum editor. So now the other thing that's available to you is the part editor or pattern editor. So this is called a part. If I right click and I choose convert part to pattern, there we go. Now we have a pattern. So we can actually choose a different amount of steps in each one. Right now I got 16. There we go. I got 32. Or we can actually keep it simple and do 8. Just like that. The issue was a keyboard shortcut. Control-Shift-P. Okay, Control-Shift-P, that's on a PC, right? So I wonder what that would be on the Mac. I'm not quite sure what that would be on the Mac. So if I do that, Control Command P? Nope. Command Alt P? Nope. Oh, that actually did, that was kind of cool. That actually did the loop zone. So I don't think there is a shortcut for that on where's the Control Alt P here? No, there we go. Yeah, so, so Paul says Control-Shift-P. So, Paul, does that no longer work on your computer? All right, Jenny Lipshan says Command-Shift-P. Oh, Command-Shift-P. There we go. Command-Shift-P. Let's see, it actually keeps creating. All right, so this, okay, there it is there. So that's only one. So command, let me actually turn on, let's see here. There we go. Now I got the key display. So Command, Shift, and P creates a pattern. Okay, I see. Control Z. There we go. So let's see. So to undo that. All right, let's see. In order to undo that, I Command-Shift-P, says Sheila, yeah. So Paul Morgan says, it's working fine. I just didn't know the shortcut. Oh, okay. All right, well, that's good. Well, let me show you what we did yesterday. So the first thing that we did is we created a part. Just like this, we created a part by just right-clicking and choosing Convert Part to Pattern. Or convert pattern to part and convert part to pattern. That's the easiest way, I think, as far as selecting from the menu. Or you can do what we did and created two buttons, one to go from pattern to part, one to go to part to pattern, just like that. This is probably the easiest way to do it. So the cool thing is that you can create a whole bunch of stuff here, and then you can actually go ahead and convert it back to the regular editor, whether you want it to be in the keyboard editor or the drum editor. So, which I think is actually quite cool because you can choose any of that. I don't think. All right, so let's go ahead with an 8-note, and I'm going to erase these. So let's see if I turn on the click. One, two, three, four. So the kick. Oops, it's not looping. There we go. So I'm going to do the kick. Let's see, snare drum. There we go. Where's the hi-hat? Here's a hi-hat. That's terrible. So let's see. So if I go, that's a terrible hi-hat. So I would actually go. There we go. So now I can actually choose a bass note. Oh, that's brass. I thought it was bass. It's terrible. And I can go back into here. There we go. Just like that. So we can turn down the I know that's annoying, isn't it? Now, see, I'm not a really big fan of the like the step sequencer or the part editor and stuff. I like to actually do things on the keys themselves, like for the keyboard here. So let's see if I actually wipe all of these out. Well, you'd figure there'd be a quicker way to remove these. So let's see if I put it on record. I didn't mean to actually hit that. Like that. That's actually pretty cool. So let's see. We got steps in 8. We have the swing option. We have an accent option. See, this is kind of cool. So if I go to the top. There you go, just like that. So anyway, so now I can just go ahead and highlight the event and say, go pattern to part. Boom, there we go. Now we're back to here, or we can do it the regular way, which is this. There you go. So very cool. So that pretty much takes care of that. So you can use the keyboard shortcut, or you can do it the way that I did it here. I think this is easier. I'm not a really big fan of keyboard shortcuts because I have to look down at the keyboard in order to do shortcuts. Here I can just keep my eye on the screen and just use the mouse. But I'm definitely a mouser when it comes to working in Studio One. All right, so let's see. Paul Morgan says it's working fine. He just didn't know the shortcut. So now I'm curious, was it the same shortcut in Studio 1.5 or was it definitely a difference? I'd be interested to know that. Let's see, Hawaii, kind of like Hawaii 5. Oh, yeah, right, exactly. Da, 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 da. Is that the right theme? The Hawaii 5-0? Yeah, you know, it's so funny because when you said that, I instinctively brought that out of my head and into my mouth. You know, Oh God, I love the human body when it works. Circus Music says music to motion. Yeah, exactly. All right, we got 21 people here. We're doing an open Q&A if you have any questions. Oh, I've got one here from the Wix crowd here. So let's see. What are you wondering about? Let's see. So, all right, this is from Leon. He says, I've been told that there is some sort of randomizer for the effects. Could you please show me where that is? That's a good, for the effects for the VST instruments. Could I show you where that is? Yeah, I could do that. Let's see. So Paul Morgan says in Studio 1.5, it would just appear when I clicked on the channel. That's interesting because my Studio 1.5 doesn't do that. That's very interesting. All right. So let's see. Let's go ahead and remove part and instrument here. So the randomizer, what would the randomizer be? So if I bring this back in here and I pull up one of my drum kits, if it actually works. There we go. So let's see what we got. All right, so let's see. Lynn Secord is here, says, Johnny, when I used a 24-track reel-to-reel, I would use vary speed to slow down the tape speed, and the pitch would lower as well. Can S1 do that? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Let me actually see if I can find this randomizer first, and then, Lynn, I will address that question. That's actually a really, really good question. All right, so we did this just recently too, and I had to figure out how to do it with the tempo track. All right, so let's see here. So for the randomizer, if I have a beat, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to record a beat. I'm going to actually start at bar 2 and go to 3 and go here on 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I got some sort of double bass happening here. There we go. Okay, so let me see if I can figure this out. There was a randomizing option for some of these, like maybe it was it in the drum editor? No. Maybe it was in the part to pattern editor. So funny. Now let's see. So this I've only got 8 bars here. Nope. I've only got 16 bars. There we go. Does anybody know what that was? The random being able to I honestly don't remember. It was, you have a kick drum at the tail end of the loop. Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's gone now. So let's see. Yeah, there was, like with the velocity. I don't remember. That's a good question. I'm going to have to see. There's the music part. There is that, and there is that. I'm going to have to go back and see about it was interesting because it actually lets you do things in blocks. Velocity on the first track. Yeah, I got this here. Lynn Secord says music to motion. I thought that would be to allow importing a track for speed tempo matching. I want to slow down the whole song and the pitch. That's what I am unsure of. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to skip. Yeah, Leon, I'll figure out what you want to do with this, with the randomizing thing. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me go ahead and go to Lynn Secord's question. Let me see if I can actually do this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Files. I am going to go to my 10x10 drive, and I'm going to go to Let's go ahead and remove the track and the instrument. There we go. And I'm going to go, whoa, I don't even know what I did there. And I'm going to go to my music. And I'm going to bring in one of my old songs. Just something really simple. Let's see. Here's a song called Long Way Down. There we go. So let's see what I've got here. This is a really old song.
Is this the way it's meant to be? How I feel. So many obstacles I see. I can't feel it.
All right, so now if I open up the tempo track and I bring this up here so I can speed it up and slow it down. So now there's an option here in the tempo that is called tape resampler. Just like that. So I'm going to bring this really wide so that I can really kind of show how this works.
Is this the way it's meant to be? How I feel.
All right, so I'm going to start here.
I can't feel it.
So now if I raise the tempo here and go up to about here, we should hear the tempo increase as well as the pitch increase.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't.
Oh, you know what? It's not going to do it because I don't have any tempo data for this song. So not set. So I could set it at 90. There we go. Now it's set. So let's see if this follows. There we go.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't see it.
Yeah, see how that works? That's actually quite cool. So as long as you have the time stretch algorithm set to tape resampler, if you increase or decrease the speed, you will also increase the pitch. Now, the only unfortunate part is I don't know what key it's going to put you in when you do that.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't see it.
See, now it's up.
All the things you said, and when I feel I've reached the end.
and you can do the same thing, you know, when you go slower. So I'm going to go ahead and put a dot here, and then I'm going to bring this down a lot slower.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't see it, and I heard all the things you said. And when I feel I've reached the end, I remember.
Okay, so now if I take this off of here, the tape, if I just go ahead and I put it on drums, so all you're going to hear is the speed increase and decrease, but the pitch is going to remain the same.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't see it, and I heard all the things you said. And when I feel I've reached the
That is pretty cool. You think about what it takes to do that. What it takes to do that, the algorithm, because I could go nuts with this. I could really increase the speed and then have it come down. So now, since this is in drums and not tape, it's not going to change the pitch.
I can't feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can't see it, and I heard all the things you said. And when I feel I've reached the
Now, you know what's cool? What you could do, you could take a final mix and you could make all of the choruses just a little bit faster. And you know, and the verses just a little bit slower. You can also, you know, like retard a quiet part to where it just kind of goes down, or you can do a tape stop. Watch this.
I can feel it.
Yeah, let's get this thing on tape resample.
I can feel
Watch this.
it, but I can hear it in my head. I can see it, and I heard all the things you said.
Yeah, so you can really go nuts with the vary speed here on here. So you just have to make sure it's at the time stretch. You have to also have to make sure that the time stretch algorithm, which I'm going to point to, you also have to make sure that the time stretch algorithm is set to tape, so that it's like the real speed control on like a cassette recorder or an open reel tape. And let's see, Lynn Secret says, thanks, the music to motion, and Johnny, for the tip. All right, cool. Yeah, so it's a cool deal. You can even, like I said, you can do the tape stop thing if you want to, just to really make it, you know, just to really make it dramatic. Or you can just go ahead and sometimes, actually, well, that's not what I wanted to do. You can even, so let's see, we still at 90?
I see.
No, we're not at 90, so I'm going to bring this back up to 90.
I can feel it, but I can hear it in my.
So the cool part is, see, there's a shortcut here in order to raise everything. So now if I want my voice to be a little bit higher in pitch, I can bring up the entire song.
Can feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can see it, and I heard all the things you said.
So if I go back, I can also do that with the tuning or the transpose. So if I use the tuning or the transpose, it's going to change the pitch of my song, but it's not going to touch the tempo.
I can feel it, but I can hear it in my head.
So let's go a half step.
I can feel it, but I can hear it in my head.
Ooh, it doesn't seem to be working.
I can feel.
Interesting. I wonder why it's not working. Oh, maybe I have to turn this off.
I can feel. I can
There we go.
feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can see it, and I heard all the things you said.
Here we go. So I can change the key, yeah. And if you want to use this option, you have to make sure that this is not set to tape resample. We just learned that, didn't we?
I can feel it, but I can hear it in my head. I can see it, and I heard all the things you said. And when I feel I've reached the end.
Now, see, this is cool because I had to do this for my brother to be able to sing the song that I wrote for my mom for her service. And he couldn't sing it in the key that I had, so I just mixed down the instrumental version, brought it into a new song, and I used the transpose to get it to a key that he could sing. And it worked beautifully. It worked beautifully. There's no little anomalies or any little artifacts or anything that are that are left. It just sounds. Now, of course, you've got like say a plus or minus 10%. Before things start to get a little squirrely. So you've just got to be mindful of the limitations that you have. Usually, you can go 4 steps up or 4 steps down before the instruments start to sound wonky. There we go. So Lindsay Cord says, I'll go try it. Excellent. We have 24 people in here. We have 13 likes. Thank you guys for coming in. please go ahead and hit that like button. It helps my standing with YouTube. Be the Crown says, just getting in, have to watch the playback so I can get this one. Yeah, it's quite cool what you can do with the tempo track now. Let's see here. I can bring this back here. Just like that. And then, of course, like when you're doing tempo matching and things like that, it gets a little bit harder to do, but it is possible. I had a good video on that in the Studio 1.5 library. I'm going to have to see if I can migrate that over to the new Studio 1.6 videos that are going to come up soon. If you guys have any questions on Studio 1.6, and this is really kind of important, if you guys could leave me an email at the address below. Let's see if I can do this. Ready? At the address below, right there. You know how hard this is? Right there. Drop me an email and let me know what you would like to see in that Studio 1.6 library. So it's just going to be a collection of troubleshooting and common issues or common questions when it comes to Studio One. There is going to be a group of step-by-step videos in order to learn Studio One, but it's going to be basically for beginners. So let me know what you guys want to see. Bobby Booth is here. He says he says hello. He didn't say Bobby Booth. His title said Bobby Booth. Mixing and mastering. Let's see. Let me try this. Booth Mixing and Mastering Service. Very cool. Let's see. And everybody's saying howdy, Bobby. All right, there you go. So that is the tempo track and all of the different and some of the different things that you can do with the tempo track. Everything from speeding up and slowing down a song without changing the pitch to being able to speed up and slow it down with changing the pitch, as well as changing the pitch without changing the speed and changing the speed without changing the pitch. We've gone through all of that here. So hopefully you guys find that useful. 28 people, 17 likes. Awesome. Awesome. Don't know what happened to my voice there for a second. All right, if you guys have any questions, we are in the midst of a Q&A. Please go ahead and post them in the group. Very cool. And if you guys could, reach out to my friend Louis over at Alps Media and see if he's got something in stock for you.
Because you are an HST subscriber, you are automatically part of our Advantage program, enabling you to score great deals on PreSonus gear from Alps Media.
And that is Louis. Very good. Go ahead and contact him, and he's actually in the chat, I believe. So it should be cool. All right, and he does more than just PreSonus sales and things like that. So definitely reach out to him to get a list of the other services he offers. So it's quite cool. All right, so we've addressed a couple of things here. I wish I could have figured out that whole deal with the MIDI. I'm really gonna have to dig into that. I'm gonna have to do a video on it so I don't forget. Yeah, that's usually how that goes. So anyway. All right, what else you guys got for me? Yay, Alps Media. What else you guys got for me? And he says here. There he is. He's not here. He's there. I mean, he's here for his here, but he's there for his here. He's helped me a couple of times. His music to motion? Yes, definitely. All right, so let's see. What do we got? Wait, where did my video go? Where did my video go? There he is. I'm back. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Another question for... Oh, this is a good one. Let's see. Lewis over on Wix, he wants to know about being able to pull the send controls up in the mixer when you have a song. All right, that's a good one. Let me show you that. I'm going to go ahead and remove that track. And I'm going to close the tempo track. So let's say I want audio tracks, and I have 5 audio tracks. And I got them right there. All right, I'm just going to make some temporary events. Go back to the top. And we're going to say on some of these here, I'm going to go to the tall view of the mixer. And, here's a little trick for you. So if you open up your mixer and you're like, where are my sends? I don't see my send controls. It's kind of wonky, but it works. You can actually get down here and pull them up there. There you go. Just like that. All right, so now if we actually go ahead and bring in a couple of effects, let's go ahead and bring an analog delay here. And we'll bring in a bit crusher here, just like this. So we have the send controls here, just like this. So we can actually double click on this to open up a little bit bigger controller. So this is kind of nice. But one of the things that we can also do is we can go here and activate the fader flip. So what this is going to do is if I activate this, it is going to bring the send control to an actual fader. So let's turn that off and let's go to this channel and we'll bring up the fader. Where did it go? There it is. Dump, dump. There we go. Wonder why this one isn't showing up. Oh, there we go. So let's see. If I drag this over to here, is it going to share? You see, you can actually click on this here. Analog delay. Oh, yeah, it's got two of them. So if you have the same plugin on two different channels, let me show you this close up here. All right, so if you've got the analog delay on two separate channels, you can go to the fader flip here and you can choose the analog delay and it's going to show up for those. But you can see that the bit crusher isn't working. You have to go here and you select the bit crusher in order to get that to work. Now, I don't think you can choose multiple. No, you can't. So the other thing that I can do is I can hide the unassigned faders. You can see here that this fader here isn't assigned to anything, and you can actually hide all of the faders. I don't know that you really want to do that, but we can go ahead and unhide that, and that gives you the option to actually choose. Sorry about that. I sneezed. So the analog delay is on two channels, so you actually have those two channels available for the fader flip. And then you can turn it off and you go back to the regular fader. So if you have different fader positions for everything, there we go, even for those, you can actually turn on the fader flip and you can adjust whatever you select with the regular fader. Pretty cool. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Jacob is here. He says, I have a weird glitch where I can't bounce a track if Melodyne is on an audio clip. It causes the session to crash. Anyone experience this? Should we try it? Should we try it? I think we can try it, can't we? All right, let me close. So hopefully everybody got the fader flip deal. Let's see, can you read just above the show at Jacob? Boy, you guys got to give me a chance here. I got his question here. All right, so let's see. Let's actually create a new song. And let's do a vocal track. We only need one. And I am going to do a just a check 1 2 thing. Hey, check 1 2. check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. All right. So if I got the question right, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Can you put a compressor on this end? Yes, absolutely you can. All right, yes, I think it is due to the fact that Melodyne has real-time interaction with the RAM and for the audio. Okay, the fact is that it shouldn't happen to them. All right, so let's go ahead and cut this into a couple of clips. So now if I decide to Melodyne this clip, edit with Melodyne, hey, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. So let's make a change to this. 1, 2. Hey, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. There we go. So I have, hey, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. There you go. All right, so this is Melodyne. So let me go back to Jacob's question. He says, I have a weird glitch where I can't bounce a track if Melodyne is on an audio clip on that track. It causes the session to crash. All right, so I'm going to test that now. I have a single track with one of the clips has Melodyne on it. And I'm going to try to bounce it. So let's see. Let's go ahead and highlight. And I'm going to do a bounce selection or Command B or Control B on a PC. Let's see if it works. There we go. Hey, check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. There you go. Check 1. So it worked. Here. Did everybody see that? Very cool. Very cool. So Jacob. So Music to Motion actually says, yeah, I think it's due to the fact that Melodyne has real-time interaction with the RAM. Okay, so that's not happening on my computer. So, Jacob, please let me know that you saw that I did the test exactly as you did. Now, if I just do an undo, there we go. Now the Melodyne is back. So let's try another way. Let's go ahead and right-click and say Transform to Audio. Let's see if this crashes it. Nope, it actually worked. Hey, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2. And if I right-click and I say Transform to Real Time, there we go. The Melodyne comes back. Sorry about that, Jacob. Jacob says, darn, so it's just me. My session crashes every single time I try that on different projects. That's interesting. I've never seen that. See, your test was exactly what I was talking about. Okay, good. Mika Hannes here. Good to see you, Mika. He says, can you explain why one might want to use Melodyne as an event effect as opposed to a track effect? Thank you. If you're using Melodyne as an ARA, and where you're just right-clicking and use it here, it is automatically put in as an event effect. That's what makes it unique. So I would actually say you should never use Melodyne as an effect. You should always use it ARA. I can keep that answer really simple. You should always use it as the ARA option like it is in Studio One, so you can do some of this stuff. So I don't use Melodyne as an effect. I think that that's pointless because you have to actually go ahead and record and print it. So if you have the option, I definitely would advise not doing it. So there you go. All right, let's see. Music to Motion says, to Jacob, let's try to reproduce the issue on a Zoom where you can share your screen. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. All right, Charlie Dillon says, I think Melodyne needs the internet to access to work. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I can disconnect from the internet and Melodyne will still work. Because I use it all the time on my other Mac, which isn't connected to the internet. And that one isn't on Sphere. That's my local install of Studio One. All right, Johnny Lipsham says Tamika, says that's the way Melodyne works in Studio One ARA. It puts Melodyne on the event effect. Yes. And Mika says thank you to Johnny, even though I answered the question. That's all right. So let's see. Music to Motion to Jacob says try to hit the render button in Melodyne first. Oh, that's another way that you can do it. All right, so check this out. So you guys see I have a Melodyne effect right here. Just like that, I have Melodyne on one of these events. So if I don't want to use the transform and I don't want to use the bounce, I can just go ahead and hit render. And there we go, it renders it. So now it's just a regular audio event. So at any time, I can select the event and go back. And, let's see, hold on. And I can go back here. I can choose restore. There we go. And now it's back. So what this option does, if you're going to use the render effect, what this option does is it keeps the other events independent of the whole thing. If you just highlight and do a bounce, it is going to render them all together. If you go ahead, do a right click, and you say transform to rendered audio, it still keeps them separate. So yeah, so the transform actually does the same thing as the render button. Just like that. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. But if you are done and you know you're not going to make any more edits, then it's probably okay to just highlight them all and do a bounce. But it's interesting that Jacobs doesn't allow him to do that. I've never seen that before. All right, so there you go. That was a great question. Hold on a second. Sorry, I thought the dog was out of water. Like a fish out of water. All right, so there you go. Let's see, I got a couple more minutes. I got enough time to hopefully answer one more question. Just like that. Malcolm Palm is here. He said somebody's hungry. Yeah, I think he is. I think he is. Let's see here. I think he might be lonely too. Because he doesn't like it when I do the shows like this. Let's see. Melodyne 5.3 is only $59 for a few days. But what version of Melodyne is that? If it's Essentials, then that's really not going to help anybody. So is it? I'd be interested to know what version of that for $69. Heck, I get paid tomorrow. If it's the full version, I might buy it. I would love. It's probably Melodyne Studio, I would think. A cute puppy. Thank you. This is Elvis. He is a mixed breed. Why am I forgetting the name? Chihuahua. Thank you. He is a mixed breed Chihuahua. He is. He's going to be 18 years old. This coming October 2023. He is 17 years old. And that is like 99 years old in human age. And he shakes a lot. And he was treated very poorly by my father, and we've been kind of nursing him back to health. He is a good dog. He doesn't have any accidents in the house. He waits to go outside. And he is quiet. He only barks when he needs something. And so you always know when he's barking, he needs something. So I think you're right. I think he needs, Melodyne Essentials. See, if you've got Studio One Pro, you don't need, well, actually, that's a great deal for the folks with using Studio One Artist. Can Elvis sing? No, he can't. He cannot sing. He leaves the building occasionally. That's usually to relieve himself. Yes. Hey, Sheila's going away. All right. Take care, Sheila. Thank you for coming in. And Tracy is here and says, Elvis, you bring him in for the high frequency EQing work. Yes, I do. But I do have to say he is also very deaf. My dad yelled at him all the time. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Did you guys check that? I just got logged out of Google, and I thought I got hacked again. Oh, man. I'm going to put you down, Alfie. Oh, yeah, it said I got signed out. And I'm like, no, not again. Oh, man. But no, it's good. It's good. Wow. Boy, that was scary. Because that's what happened when I got hacked. It saw me. Oh, man. Did that get scared? I'm going to have to go change my Google password. Somebody's probably trying to hack me again. And I know it's going to happen again. And I've got all the securities and everything. So let's see, Mika Han says, pretty much all dogs are good dogs. It's the humans that are the problem mostly. I agree. I agree. Definitely. I definitely agree. Bad dogs are not bad dogs. Bad dogs are usually caused by a bad owner. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much I got scared. All right, we've got 30 people in here, and we got 21 likes. Thank you guys for coming in. I have decided, not decided, but I'm really looking at moving the show to 7 o'clock for next year. I got a lot of responses and a lot of emails and messages on, yes, the later start time would work. Now, it's going to be harder for the people that are overseas, and I do apologize. That's why I'm definitely going to keep the Saturday night show for those folks, because when I do it at midnight, the folks overseas, it's early in the morning. I don't know if that's bad or worse, but please keep sending me your opinions on that, moving the show to 7 o'clock on Monday through Thursday, and then at midnights on Saturday. And let me know what you guys think. I haven't made a decision, but I'm really kind of leaning toward it, because right now we've got 34 people in here. Yeah, exactly. So let me know what you guys think. You know, 7 p.m. Central would actually be easier for me. Okay, excellent. That's good to know. That's good to know. Mika Han says, let's see, had to send our 17-year-old baby, to doggy heaven last month. I'm so sorry, Mika. That's got to be hard. Yeah, it hurts. It really, really does, because they become part of the family. They really do. And it's really just as bad as losing a family member. So there you go. All right, that's going to be it for me, folks. Thank you for all the great questions. 2023 is going to be a new beginning for the live streams and stuff. I am dropping the HST moniker, but I am keeping the home studio trainer site. It will still offer training and things like that. So, so that part of it isn't going away. But I'm going to be doing different live streams, and I'm going to be doing more diverse subjects and stuff on this channel going forward. Don't worry, Studio One stuff isn't going anywhere. It's still going to be the primary, but I'm going to be doing some other things, maybe like miking, guitar amps, and doing other things in the studio, maybe even some personal stuff and some ideas that I have, purchases that you can make of Personas products and stuff, and that kind of thing. So I'm going to try to expand a little bit to try to keep it interesting. If you guys could go to go to the description below and become a Patreon member. I would really like to try to build that back up. After the whole time that I was going through the issues with the family and I had to cancel so many shows, most people left Patreon, and that's really a shame. So I'm really hoping that I can build that back up and earn your guys' support again. That's going to be my goal. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me. These are going to be my last few words. Later.
Because you are an HST subscriber, you are automatically part of our Advantage program, enabling you to score great deals on Personas gear from Alps Media.